He got really unlucky, as per usual. Yeah, like Britain or something. If it's not so tight on it, I don't know. Hmm? Most of what we do is have a bad time. Yeah. It's like 3 different songs. 2. I don't know why. There's just too many. We had the same kind of problem last time when there's like a lot of cameras on, but I don't know how you fixed it. Maybe that will work. I know. She said, play your dragons. I know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's what everybody else is doing. I think she wants to go back to Weisgard. Honestly. We have a lot of stuff to do. And I think she's worried about that getting in the way of the war. And if there's anyone who can, like, really help us kill her, they have a paladin princess who's, like, insane. So... she's the leader of the shadow government, basically. Oblivion's March is like the Zentarum. I don't know if you know what the Zentarum is. It's like an underground guild of thieves, mercenaries, traffickers, that kind of thing. That's what Oblivion's March is, essentially. They're like the government under the government. And we were working for one of their higher-ups called Big Black. He's the guy that got us the orb back, and he, like, partially owns our tavern because he walked in and said, I partially own your tavern. That is what he did, yeah, in essence. And we wanted to kill him then, but we didn't because the time was not right and we didn't want to get in trouble. And then later we thought about killing him again, but I also don't think... I decided it was not worth the trouble again, and so we worked with him instead, and it got us what we wanted, so I think that was the better idea. I don't know. Probably not as... what's it called? I don't think she would just go killing people anymore because she was killing people to complete that ritual of, like, becoming a master vampire, and now that she is one, she doesn't have to go do all of that ritual killing anymore. So it's not necessarily like... I think instead of being like, oh, we're letting her go, it's like there's a list of priorities and she's falling. If that makes sense. It's not like I don't want to do it. It's like I'll get to her later because there's, like, other things that might be more pressing or important. Whereas I don't think that she's going to kill as many people as Arid is. Cause, yeah. Yeah, and Narissa's got a lot. She is a lot. A lot going on. Oh, okay. Who's recap? Okay, I think I did it last. So. Yeah, he's dead.
I probably should have kept us all on mute, but it's fine. I'm happy to say that it's your boy, DM Aaron Raphael Amin, and most of the party under the Dreamer's Flame. We have Ohio Hex, JC here. We have Ibrahim QK also here. We have Connor here as well. And we'll talk a little bit about our missing player. in a bit after I do a couple of shout outs. As always, Just Two Brothers. You can find them on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And are you guys on X? Are you guys on Twitter?
We are on X. I've never posted. I post one thing.
Okay.
With that, so
don't follow them on X until they start Xing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always follow Mates of Fate. They're super great, super awesome. Same with TT Tomes and all of his magic homebrew such, as well as Beyond the Review podcast. Cool guys, and Dice Legion Dice, as always. Get 10% off on us. Code is in the QR code. And with all that being said, I'm trying to find out where this other music is coming from.
Not the other music.
There's other music. Because I know you hear that.
I do.
There it is. Okay.
Secret music.
Secret music. Secret things. Secrets like the Dian Shui Monastery, a hidden temple known to monks who wanted to master the art of immortality, happens to be the backdrop of our player's most recent adventure as Kairos delves deep into the depths of the monastery. They find what they were looking for: vampires, darkness, and an ever-present power of one who calls themselves the Absent, who manages to charm both their vampire hunter and their paladin, the most useful pieces of this hunt. As they descend deeper and deeper, they find the head of the monastery under control of the one who has many names, be it the Absent, ManEater Mabel, or Hey Mei Long. They try to parlay. A dialogue begins, but Vincent and Ercid are not happy with the answers that she is given, and they say there's only one way this can end, and that is in death. The Absent agrees, and a fight ensues, and with one swing of the dark blade that she carries, that she told them was the end to the means of the ritual she had been performing, takes the life of our very own Kane Sellenray, his head clean off of his shoulders. In a vain attempt, Narissa is inspired to try and revivify her dear friend, to no avail. And after freeing Lyra, what seemed to be the battery for the Dark Blade, Ercid and Vincent return to see their friend decapitated. And in anguish, sorrow, pain, frustration, rage, they are all teleported to the office of WIPO, where we begin our story today. As you look out through the windows behind WIPO's desk, through this sort of stained glass visage, you can still see the snow falling, not as heavily. It is not a blizzard, it is yet just a flurry, as it begins to sift its way to the bottom of Molitushu, surrounded by the bright, radiant lights from the magical, arcane chandeliers above. You cannot help but ignore their blessings and their presence, as in the arms of Narissa lays the body of a headless Kane.
I mean, I have the head too.
I mean, you have the head too.
Holding them together.
Yeah. Ercid's crying in Waipo's arms.
Yeah.
He is. No. That did happen.
No. Asking him to help.
Mm.
And Waipo cradles you, Ercid. You would like to see your friend alive again.
Yes. Please.
I do apologize, my friend. It has been long since such powers were of common nature. And in the state your friend lays, we would not be the ones who hold such a power. Vice Guard, though far, may be your best bet.
Oh, but they won't resurrect him. This is how they wanted him to begin with.
And Waipo furrows his brow. How much do you want your friend back?
I'm just fighting through the tears. I'd do anything. Anything for it.
Would you go to the ends of time and space itself?
I guess I kind of look at Narissa. I look back at him. Well, what's your face like, Narissa?
I think at this point, unfortunately, I'm still charmed because that shit lasts 24 hours. I think it's very solemn, very straight-faced, but there's tears in her eyes. It's very cold.
And I look back at Waipo. I don't know if I can speak on behalf of my friends, but I would go to the ends of time. I just can't lose more people that I care about.
First, I will tell you what I know of the magics of resurrection, necromancy in nature. It is up to those who you seek to reclaim to this plane if they return. So even after all of your expense, the hours, the manpower, this could still fail. Do you know what it was that sparked the Vice Guardian Crusades? And he turns around and walks to his window. There was a time of what one may call peace in this world we call home. Elves, humans, orcs, we all walked the same path together, gaining knowledge, progressing. There was a collective known as the Guardians of the Scroll. They together sought a place where everyone and all magic could meet and be learned. There they called this Evermeet. And in there, some would call hubris, others enlightenment. A great catastrophe known as the Sundering followed suit that split the world into the 3 continents you know today, unearthed the dwarves, and teleported a large amount of land somewhere. That somewhere, that land, many scholars believe to be Evermeet, where a huge astronomical collection of magic may lie, and the powers to resurrect your friend may be there if you do not find them in Weisgard.
But you're telling me that nobody knows where this mass of land teleported to?
Many have sought Evermeet. None have returned. Whether it is due to the fact that they have found it or died trying, we know not. It is hard to say. It is if it is even on this plane.
But you're telling me this because do you know anyone who's sought after it?
I have known many, myself included.
But you could not find it.
No, it is a miracle that I find myself alive here today. All of my companions fallen. I can but tell you where we searched, where the script tells us it lies. But beyond that, I can offer no promise.
I would like to see your findings.
While this is all going on, tell me what's going on with Vincent?
He's just real quiet. He's like sat down over in the corner by the wall, just like lost in thought. Not too much. He's just staring off. He looks real sad.
It's a real somber mood.
And you can feel Spike staring at you, but even in this moment, he knows not to pester you. And so he takes what little gumption he has to care for Lyra, who is unconscious in this room.
Oh yeah, seeing that, Vincent will come over and see if, like, how Lyra's doing too.
Go ahead.
Is she awake?
Roll medicine. She's not awake.
Okay. 11.
11. You're not sure what's wrong. It's almost as if she's sleeping through a nightmare. Occasional gyrations, heavy breathing, a cold sweat, clammy palms. She's alive. Barely. She looks weak, cheeks sunken in, eyes as well, dark circles beginning to form.
Are there any, like, wounds from those, like, blood tendrils that were holding her? Any, unearthly wounds?
The unearthly wound.
Do I let you keep the medicine or do I let you roll again? With that medicine check, you can make out some very obvious wounds bones protruding through her back is what it looks like. Some through her chest and mainly her torso. You count about 5. Spike looks
Wow.
over to you. I am sorry. I know you do not trust me. But if there is one thing I ask you to accept is the truth, is I did not want for this.
Yeah. Yeah. You put your life on the line in there too. It just feels like I traded one friend for another. And I don't know if that was my call to make.
And he puts his arm on your shoulder. There are no words I can say to comfort you. We all make our choices. And they all have consequences. Just know, if you choose to bear any guilt, any blame, look around this room. You are not alone. And you will not carry this alone.
I hear this conversation. I mean, we're in the same room, right?
Yeah, you guys are all in the same room.
I go over to Vincent, still holding back, trying to hold back tears. I just want you to know, Vincent, that I don't. I'm happy that we saved Lyra. And I don't think that you should feel any kind of guilt over that. And I know that. And I know that Kane would be happy. This is just the nature of what we do. And now we have more decisions to make. And I'm happy that Lyra seems to be okay. I guess I'll try and cast Cure Wounds on her to see if it helps at all.
Go ahead.
Uh, 7.
7. And as your healing magic courses throughout Lyra, you notice that it's not entirely effective. Her breathing slows. She looks calmer. But you can't help but shake the feeling that there's a barrier or a filter that your magic is having trouble pushing through.
Yeah, I sort of expected that to be the case. I say as I noticed that it didn't do a lot of good.
Vincent grabs the little flask that he's got on his hip and he holds it up, kind of shakes it at you, Erced. And he's like, Kane's a good guy. If it weren't For you guys, I wouldn't have gotten my life back together as much as it is. Should we drink to him?
Sure.
I don't want to drink because then that tells me that it's over.
Ersa,
I don't want. It's.
for now it is.
But it's not. It's not over. Not over by a long shot. I'm not drinking until we kill ManEater, Mabel. And I'm not drinking until I know Kane doesn't want to come back.
All right, Ersid, you're fighting for it. You can have that inspiration. And Jason, did I give you your inspiration for trying to revivify Kane? Take it.
I look at Ersa doing this, saying this. I look over at Waipo, thinking about what he said about that way to bring it back. And then Vincent just like puts the flask back on his hip and just nods solemnly. And he says, and I won't drink until it's done either.
Perhaps we should stay up. A vigil. Sit with him for the night.
Are you saying that to
Everyone, the room.
Vincent? Oh, okay.
Are there inns here? Is there somewhere we could rest?
Yeah, do you have a place, Waipo, or something?
Yeah, always extra rooms in the academy. Though, if you would prefer a tavern, I would be happy to permit you to one of our more comfortable establishments.
What's up to you guys?
I don't need to go anywhere. Just
It's quiet
somewhere
here.
quiet is fine.
Yeah.
We don't say anything. Just sit with ourselves and him for now.
Here. Wassa kind of looks over. In this room?
Maybe outside. In the forest.
He kept talking about his dad. And we know where his grave is. Maybe he should rest next to him throughout the night.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. Any thoughts?
I just kind of shake my head.
I just need a rest.
So, Waipo sends one of the Silver Guard with you. A trek through nearby woods, up nearby mountains, deeper into the blizzard, where they safely guide you to the top of the Jean Sui Temple. The crash of a waterfall ever present, and what seems to be the body or maybe a monument to a great dragon lays at its peak. A sword stabbed into the ground, and on its hilt, a long piece of cloth, you can tell, preserved magically, beats throughout the wind, covered in snow, but carries the elven text of Selenray.
Set him
Just
down,
kinda-
Wyatt. Fix the head so it's connected.
Looks
Yeah,
looks
looks
like
connected.
It's together.
Yeah. Is there any plants up here, or is it just barren rock and like snow?
At this time, no, it's just rocks.
I cast plant growth.
You have to have plants, because I was gonna do that.
Oh. Okay, well I'm glad we had the same idea.
Uwasa has Druidcraft.
Yeah, she could
She could make some
make some, and
plants.
then you could cast it, and then
I don't know what that is. Is it in her sheet?
it's a cantrip. So she
Oh.
should just be able to do it.
The only cantrips I see are create bonfire and guidance.
No Druidcraft.
Damn.
She has good berry.
Read me plant growth. You guys want to set them
What?
on a bunch of berries?
Well, what if you
I mean,
have a berry and then you put it in the ground?
what
and then
if
it's-
what if on our
then
way
it's kind of a
up
plant?
we like uprooted a plant and brought it with us?
Whatever. You know what? It's poetic that it's barren and
Yeah, I guess.
and cold. Yeah, I don't mean to like like hold up the flow of the game, but like I really feel like Airsid's just
Yeah.
kind of gonna
Well,
be quiet.
Definitely sit through the night. She'll just sit through the night with him, like quiet, silent vigil. Pull out some of the feathers from the helmet that she's wearing, and she'll like tuck them between his hands.
Who's all staying up for this vigil?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us.
Fortunately, I'm going to have to ask for con saves to brace
Wait, we gotta
yourselves
stay-
against exhaustion.
We're gonna stay up all. Wait. Why do we need to stay up all night?
That's a vigil. You don't
that what a
have to.
vigil-
You can go to bed, but she's not going to.
Who's staying up all
Oh.
through the night? Like Narissa.
Not natural 20 for my cons.
Okay. You're good.
I'll stay up for a few hours, but I will go to sleep at some point.
Yeah, I'll stay up late, but
Because it's already
I don't
late.
think-
It's already like midnight.
yeah, like I'll stay up until like 2 or 3, and then go to bed.
Okay.
I'm not going to bed.
You guys stay up till 3. You guys won't get up till like 11ish, which is fine. Narissa, what's going through your head throughout these dark hours in the night? A cold wind blows, and nothing is there to comfort you.
She's just upset at the situation, at herself. I think she's trying to like not put blame anywhere and just sit with the emotions that she's feeling, the sadness. But it's hard. She knows she has to keep going.
And as dawn breaks, the snow lightens, becoming a soft, sort of placement on the ground. And you feel different, more yourself than you have these past dark hours.
Not going to be angry. Though I want to be. I'll just wait for them.
Are we up? Are we awake?
Well, not afternoon, but the sun is high in the sky when the rest of you wake and find Larissa still sitting with Cain. A great shadow looms over you as you can kind of see this monument more clearly, even though caked covered in snow and ice. Something about this dragon is different than the ones you know. Serpentine with what looks to be made of something that shines like silver pieces. No wings, antlers, no horns. All sort of melding into itself with just enough detail to make out what exactly you are looking at as its shadow sort of looms over you in the day.
I stand up. We bury him for now. We cover him in the rocks and the snow. We will come back for him. But right now we have to do the hard thing.
I'll just start doing it.
Help him.
Yeah,
Cover him.
grab a shovel.
Also helps as well. How do you decorate the tomb?
I don't really have a lot of stuff on me. I'll leave him with his magical items, I guess. Just
What did he find in the tomb again? He found a cape.
Yeah, he found like
Yeah.
a cloak.
I traded him a tomb for the cloak, though.
Oh yeah, you gave him the book.
Yeah, the Tomb of Understanding, I think. And then, could I try attuning to the cloak overnight?
Oh yeah, I was gonna attune to the bracelet.
Okay, what are you giving? Because you have space, right, Connor?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you giving up, Ibrahim?
I'm unattuning to the shard of Sardior because
I thought you were
it's-
already untuned.
No. It just
yet.
I mean, it didn't connect to my bow. So if that
Pretty sure
means
you
that
unattuned it to
He-
use your magical bow.
No, he was considering unattuning to it for the endless knife glove.
yeah, which is what I'm trying to attune to now.
Yeah. So I think that he never unattuned
I don't-
to it.
I don't have to attune to my magic bow, do I?
I don't know. I just want to say that you were. Oh, you attuned to the. Okay, so if you unattune to the shard,
But I asked you last time if I would still be able to talk to him, and you said yes.
yeah. So you can do that. So now you have, what is that called? Let me see. I'll find it real fast.
Is it like an actual item that's on D&D Beyond?
Yes, it's a bracer of daggers.
Okay.
And then go ahead and attune to the Kaganesti Forest Shroud, Vincent. I'll just add
That
that.
also,
Yes, it's a real It's a real item.
It's a real
I can filter. I can search blade.
Bracer.
Oh, bracer. That's what it is. Bracer. Bracer. It's not coming up. Oh.
I just added the four shrouds.
Bracer of flying daggers.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's my bad. And so we have a tome and a box of paper cranes that lie unaccounted for. Where are those going, since we're kind of doing this?
Sorry.
Cranes
A
or
what?
Vincent's.
The paper cranes and the tome.
Those are both Vincent's, I think. Because Kane gave Vincent the tome in exchange for the cloak.
I thought it was the other way around.
The other way around, yeah.
Oh.
Kane has a tome.
Are you leaving the tome with him? Or are you guys gonna take it?
Does it have anything in it that we can understand?
Meta-wise, it raises wisdom or intelligence. I don't remember.
Non-meta wise,
It's a book.
if you read it, you'll get something out of it. That much you know.
Does it do you use it up if you read it?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
do I just need to read it and find out?
You would. I think you. I'm willing to tell you that it's a one use over time. You've probably come into contact with tomes like this before, and you got to read them. I think for 8 hours before it takes effect.
And then you just, it's a permanent buff?
Yeah.
I guess we could just hold on to that for now.
Yeah. I don't think,
That's something y'all are gonna have to think about. It's gonna take 48 hours of reading for you to get anything out of it.
48 hours?
And you have to do it in less than 6 days.
Big old book.
Wow.
Well, it makes no sense for me. Well, wait, is it wisdom or intelligence? Or what
I
is
don't
it?
know. It's one or the other.
You would need to find somebody who knows.
Does Vincent know?
And
Do
you
I
can
know?
roll an Arcana check to find out.
I don't really
wish
know
we-
anything about magic.
We used to have somebody who was good at rolling Arcana.
Yeah. I got a dirty 20 on Arcana.
A dirty 20. You feel like it's a tome of understanding, which means it is a word to the wise. Intellect has no bearing here.
I mean, that could be useful to me. I do use my wisdom for my spell casting.
You can take it. Not a big deal.
Yeah. Vincent hands it to you.
And I hold it in my hand and I flip through it. So you've left me with homework then, have you, Kane? Can't help but feel that the tome of understanding is quite poignant at the moment. Because I don't understand. Damn, there's my second inspiration. Give it to me. No, I'm just kidding.
He said, damn.
I'm just thinking, I don't say anything like this out loud, but Kane only had this book for 15 minutes. Look at it. It holds no significant value to it.
Yeah, he said, I don't know about this. All right. I'm going to say a few words and then we should move on. And let me find it. I wrote it down.
You wrote a eulogy.
Yeah. I might cry, so.
I mean, good.
She pulls out a crumpled, kind of wet note that she wrote in the night. To you, my dear friend. I grew up alone. I had no friends, no family to speak of. I always assumed I would burn brightly and quickly, like kindling for someone else's fire. When I first arrived here, I didn't expect things to be different. But you showed me kindness, tolerance, and acceptance. You never shied from me, never been afraid of what I was or who I am. You may never truly understand just how much that meant to me. You were my first friend, the first person to show me warmth. Your unwavering faith in my strength has pushed me farther than you will ever know. I said once that you were privileged to have experienced love so unconditionally. I know now too that I am privileged to have known and been loved by you. I do hope this is not our final goodbye, but if your weary soul decides to rest for good, then thank you, Cain, for everything. And she'll let it blow out of her hand.
And it takes its course out to the east, over the Moyani coast, and into the stark white of the clouds beyond, in the cold North Sea.
Well, I step up and I'll say a little something. I don't know what good this is for. I don't know if you can hear me or if you know. And I don't know if I said this enough, but you were my brother. And it just hurts because I had a brother and I lost him. And I thought that I had another brother. And now I don't have any brothers anymore. And I hope that if you're at peace, you'll let me know. And please do, because otherwise I'm not gonna stop until you come back. I love you. I step back.
And Uasa, crying in silence, hugs you as you return.
Anybody else? I thought much last night. My head is finally clear. I know there was something wrong. That Mabel somehow got into my head as she did the time before. She is a monster that I cannot fight. At least that's how it feels. I couldn't even be truly upset in the moment that Kane's head was in front of my eyes. So of course I want her dead. But haste makes waste. We are here, at this temple. We look for this shard. If it is not here, we gather information. We go back to Weisgard. We take Lyra there. She is sick. We regroup. There are things we know now. Things we need to speak to the Queen about. We cannot pause while Arid is actively trying to start this war. We have to stay on top of things.
So do you
Did,
investigate? Go ahead.
Did WIPO? I asked to find his or to look at his findings. Did he give me anything or?
You would have to go back because you kind of went to Lyra and them, and he didn't want to like be like, "Hey, I have information," while you're feeling.
Sure.
So if that's on the list, that is something you can do.
And then she just kind of looks, I guess she'll just look at you guys to like gauge. Are you on board? Are you not?
We let Mabel go once 2 years ago. And all those deaths feel like they're on my head. And now look what it's cost. I think this can wait.
But
I
if
don't
we
think we
rush
can
in
let her
again,
go
it could
again.
happen again. We must take more precautions. We cannot just go running around getting ourselves killed.
Well, I would like to say that I don't think that going to Weisgard is really necessary for taking the proper precautions. I
Well,
don't
they
think
have.
that,
What do you think?
What?
That the three of us can just go back in there and take care of it?
No, but they have
Well-
magic here. They have an academy. They must have something
yes,
that we could use to
there
prepare
are-
here.
there are supplies here that we.
I do not want to go back in. I just don't. I can't. If you want to, go. But I will not.
And Uwasa kind of
What are you talking about, Nerissa?
shimmies over,
You.
and she
I am useless in there. I cannot even hit her.
Yeah, that's why we go and we get the proper things that will help you not that it will prevent that from happening again.
Like what?
That kind of magic exists, and it exists here. There's no need to go run and who to take 1 week turns into 2 weeks, turns into a month, and then Mabel's killed 500 more people.
But is she going to, and are we not wasting time on this?
She will. It's all she does.
and
They're monks here. They must know how to shield their minds. Maybe we can learn from them how to
There are-
shield our minds from Mabel's influence.
There are scrolls that can help prevent such things from capturing your mind.
And if it happens
We-
again, anyway? If it doesn't work, and we go in there, and then I'm useless again? And we have nobody but the three of us, or four, or whatever.
I mean, either we do this now with the same preparation, or we do this later with the same preparation. Like, what do you want to go get? What's her name? The one with the wings.
Desiree?
Desiree? You want to go get Desiree? Like, what are we gonna get in Weisgard that's gonna help us more than what we can already get here, most likely? So if you're gonna have an issue with your mind not being sharp, that's gonna happen now, or that's gonna happen when we come back from Weisgard. So we can go in there, we can prepare, go in there. If it happens again, then I guess we leave, and we always have an exit out.
Mabel's wily. If we leave this opportunity, she won't stay here and wait for us to come back.
She could
She'll
already be
disappear
gone.
into the shadows.
I just.
Nah,
Maybe.
she could always be gone, already be
Take that
gone.
risk.
But she could more likely be gone the longer it takes, the longer we take to get back to it. You know, if we take 2 days to prepare, there's a chance of her leaving in that window. And if we take 2 weeks to prepare, there's a higher likely that she's gone.
Did you see her sword? It was different when we came back. I think that she's weaker now, and if we give her time to regroup, then she'll just get stronger and stronger.
Uwasa wants to speak, so I look at her.
And Oasa sort of looks around. Ersid,
Yeah.
I feel like you're always fighting for someone else.
Thank you.
But from a selfish place.
Sorry, can you say that again?
But from a selfish place. You want to feel good. You want to feel better. One of your friends dies, and now you want to go back in and put us all closer to death once again. What if it's you next? Then what will any of us do? What if it's you, Vincent? This rage, this hate that you carry. Are you willing to let it be the last stake that drives you into your own grave? What if it's Narissa? You don't have any what?
I don't have anything to go back to.
But is death all that this is about? We kill her. It's not going to stop all the death. She's killed so many already, and you think she's just going to go back at it after she says she's done? I don't want to say that either of you are wrong. I understand what it means to hurt, to want to get back at someone for ruining you. Trust me, I do, but I've finally seen death, and I don't want to see it anymore. Especially with not you, Ersid.
I agree.
So
If we rush in with hot heads, what will that do for us? That rage is what got us here in the first place.
okay, hold on. She said she stopped. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said she was killing all of those people to complete the ritual. And now that the ritual is complete, she doesn't need to go on killing sprees per se anymore. She just feeds as she needs to. Which
Right. Listen, with all due respect, your psychoanalysis of whether I fight for other people for selfish purposes, I suppose, is neither here nor there, really, because the fact of the matter is someone committed a great atrocity, and we know, and we have the power to potentially stop that or bring justice to it.
But it's justice
And-
because you
and
think
you-
it's justice, not because it is.
No,
Yes, because
No,
that's
it's
how
justice.
you think. You think you're always right.
you.
What? Why don't you ever
you're
trust
gonna tell
me?
me? You're gonna tell me that that's not justice? That she just gets to kill hundreds of people and just walk away? That's justice? You think that's justice?
No. But this need to enact it as vengeance, to fulfill
No.
your anger, is not going to help. You always laugh at me, it's not funny.
Listen, take me out of the equation. Take me out. Let's say it. You're okay with nobody doing anything about it. That's what you're telling me.
I'm saying our
She can ju-
priorities are not aligned. I'm not saying I don't want her dead, that I don't want to kill her. She killed our best friend. Of course I want her dead.
No, I genuinely actually think that your priorities are not aligned because this is why we do the work. This is what we do.
And if we spend time chasing our tail and Arid gets one up on us, they're going to kill way more people. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's smart to rush in, and I don't think it's smart to waste time. I don't know why you won't trust me. I feel like
I don't know why you won't trust me.
because when you make decisions, bad things happen. I'm sorry. But this is true. Think about it. You wanted to kill Big Black, but I talked to him and it got us the best thing that had happened to us in a while. I understand that you don't like where I'm coming from because I'm trying to be kind and it may come off as weak. But that is not
Yes.
what this is.
And I'm trying to be rational, and it may come across as vengeful.
But what is
it's not.
rational about rushing into something?
It's not rushing into anything. It's you haven't addressed the fact that, like, whether we go in there in 2 days or 2 weeks, we're not going to be any more prepared unless you're suggesting that we drum up a small force of, militia to go in there and uproot her.
Do we need a small force? I really just think if we could convince Desiree to come, that would help. She is a small force in and of herself. Just one person versus however many people that we need to worry about. I don't want to get anybody killed. I don't want to bring other people into this situation unless I think they can handle it.
I just think that we could, if we were prepared, which we could do.
Did
In
we
a couple of
not
days.
try and prepare before? Regardless,
So-
I will ask you one question, Ersid, regarding
Mhm.
justice.
Mhm.
One woman or an army bent on genocide?
No, I listen. Just to prove to you that I'm a rational person and that your chastising words are terribly and offensively misplaced. I recognize the. I mean that is a good point. Okay, that is a good point. The scale between what Erid is doing and Mabel, they're different, and one is a bigger threat. So I just know that I just know that if we go and we address what's happening to Erid, she's gonna be.
We can teleport. It's going to take 2 days anyway. We go now, we come back. It would be the same
Okay.
amount of time to prepare if we go to Weisgard. We knock out all the things that we need to do to talk about. We maybe get Desiree and we come back. They have holy magic there. Best defense against a vampire. If you're really trying to do it in 2 days, which I do not believe is what we should be focused on now.
Okay. If we can teleport to Weisgard.
Vincent, would you mind helping me take a look around this temple? I think we should just... We're already here.
The temple that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Or above?
Or above. Yeah, go into it. Take a quick look. I don't necessarily want to come back here and just...
Yeah. He's been sitting down for a little while, and he gets up and starts walking with you.
Go ahead and roll investigation, please.
I got 19.
You're the only one looking.
I guess I'll try. Yeah, that's a 4.
You guys looking for the same thing?
Looking for any sign as to where the shard might be.
I don't even know what the shard is. I don't.
It's the thing Ersid has. It's just another piece of it.
I'll show
Oh,
him.
okay. Nerissa, I've always admired your kindness. I think but I've been focused on Mabel for a long time. And I thought that I knew what justice was, and I think that taking her out is justice. And we let her go for 2 years, and I don't want it to turn into 2 years again.
I understand.
But I agree, we should prepare. And if you know people who can help, and we have a way to do that, then we should prepare. But
Yeah, and my issue with it is prescribing it as what I think is justice.
I was gonna talk to Nerissa one-on-one.
Like
Like while we're downstairs, yeah.
Excuse me. Then you
Somewhere since the ears perk up.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, actually.
Ersin has something to say.
I see where you're coming from, and I understand. I'm not trying to be an immovable force in this. The reason I asked you to forgive her wasn't for her. It's never going to be for her, it's for you. Because once you don't have those feelings of needing to enact justice, that's when it becomes justice. You're doing it because it's necessary. That's what I've begun to learn. I've seen a lot of things that have made me very angry. I don't like myself when I'm angry. I don't want to be that person. So sometimes I try to do the impossible thing. I will forgive where others cannot. It's not for everyone. And I understand that, so if you cannot forgive her, it's okay. I won't look down on you for it. It's a choice. But if you can forgive her and yourself, I think you will find happiness in that.
I'm not sure quite what you mean by forgiveness, but I did take it to heart because we were fighting Mabel, and then I thought about Lyra, and I ran away from the fight, just listening to that voice in my head to do what's right. And who knows, maybe if we didn't go to Lyra, we would have lost 2 people. So, again, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what you mean by forgiveness, but I think that voice in my head right now is saying that we do need to prepare. We need to be smart about this, and we need to take her out soon, because even in a calculus of war, one person is still one person. One Cain is still one Cain. And it doesn't matter if it's only 1 or 50 or hundreds, we still need to stop her. So I want to prepare, and I want to finish this.
I'll just nod and put my hand on his back and pat him.
And as you are looking through the Jinsui temple, you enter from behind the waterfall. Everything is sort of damp, but you see crystals of they look like roots, like branches almost, made of crystal that weave in and out of the caverns. You start to see what look to be motifs and statues that depict both elven warriors and dragons. Again, more serpentine than what you have seen throughout your travels. And as you look around through the various rooms and what seem to be obviously opened illusory walls and such, you find your way to a room that looks to be for rituals. Along the way, you find a scroll of vitriolic sphere, a scroll of death ward,
Oh, that's a good one. I'll keep that.
a scroll of find familiar, with the name Hayami written in Elvish.
Give that to Wassa or something.
And you see in this ritual room what seems to be a cascade of light. Even though you know it is daytime, it still feels like moonlight, that of the full moon in here. And this place reverberates with a level of magic that is obscene, pulsing like a heartbeat, dwindling. The crystals around you shine and echo back in relation to the pulse that you feel. And you see sitting in the middle of this room, or standing, a man coated in mithril plate and what seems to be a shield barred in one hand and a sword brandished in the other.
Like a living man?
Roll perception.
Very good at that.
Oh wait, never mind.
Good,
4.
good stuff. Yeah, definitely.
She's just like, who goes there? I don't know.
No response.
Oh. Then I'll get closer.
And as you get closer and closer, you can see that it is just a man-shaped pile of rocks with armor, a shield, and a sword.
Pull off the helmet.
And as you get close enough to pull off the helmet, you also see a note laden beneath. Well, it seems that you're a little bit late with this. I thought I'd leave you a gift. If you'd like to speak, you can contact any of the messengers, or simply meet me in Yunchatia.
Fine. Crumple it, put it in my backpack. Then I'll take the mithril armor off.
You take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You
Vince.
notice the sword is made out of some sort of strange bone,
I'll hold on to that.
and the shield has a motif of what looks to be an eye. And as you, upon closer inspection, it's not a motif.
Oh, it's an eye?
This shield houses within its metal a giant eye.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Eye shield. Mithril. Sword of bone. Okay. Mithril armor is pretty light. I don't know what you're wearing right now.
Are you asking Vincent?
Yeah.
Right? I'm wearing chainmail right now.
If you want to wear something lighter out of game, you wouldn't have disadvantage on stealth.
It is plate.
Oh, I don't know if you can wear a plate. I don't think it has a strength requirement because it's mithril.
It does not.
So you can just wear it. No stealth disadvantage. It's plate and you don't need the strength requirement. So I don't know. Airsid could also wear it, I guess, if he doesn't mind shining. But I think you can't get sneak attack if you're wearing...
No, he just doesn't have proficiency with heavy armor, I believe.
Oh, okay. But Vincent is a fighter, right? So he does.
Yeah, I think I might have.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I have heavy armor.
I can't wear it. So
It's
You can
full.
wear
It's
it, you don't want
it's-
to.
yeah, I don't want to wear it.
it's full plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm only proficient with
Light and medium.
medium.
Oh, hold
yeah,
on.
light and medium.
I'll hold on to it for now, but maybe I'll give it to you, or you can take it. I don't really know. Once we look at all of this stuff, we can divvy it out.
Okay.
All right, we'll leave.
So actually, while they were all doing that, could I have? Waipo's office was not that far away, right?
I mean, you'd have to trek back into the kingdom of Molitushu. If you'd like to do that without them, that's fine. They'd probably be able to get this done way before you'd get there.
We can head back to Waipo's office.
Yeah. Or you could have told us that's where you're going or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, are
And,
you just leaving without him?
Yeah, I don't mean to metagame, but just for the sake of cohesive storytelling, can we just say that I told them, hey, I'm gonna go to WIPO and chat with him?
That's not metagaming. I think that's totally fine. On your walk, I mean, you and Uwasa are walking. She seems a little distant at the moment. What's going on in Airsid's head?
I mean, now in addition to being grief stricken, I am very angry with Narissa. I feel like there's no way for me to say anything without it being taken as vengeful, and that frustrates me. So yeah, I'm probably stewing over that conversation.
And you make your way down the peaks and back through the Wayfarer's Woods until you find a familiar trail. You make it into the kingdom. After some questioning, they remember who you are. And in short time, you've made your way to WIPO's office, which seems to be dimmed, all the magical light replaced with candles, as WIPO sits at his desk, writing. And next to him, Lyra and Spike. She's coughing as Spike gives her some water, and WIPO kind of looks up. My friend, you are back.
Yeah. How's she doing? Same?
And she kind of stands up. I can answer for myself. No, I am not well, Acid.
Hey. You're talking. That's great.
I wouldn't call it much of a feat. As you can see, she takes a unsure step, but does not lose her balance. I'm also walking. A little better than an infant or a toddler.
That's really good to see. I'm sorry that you're not feeling great, but you should have seen you before before we got to you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Well, you look better. Anyway. Vincent will be really happy to see you, I'm sure.
I'm not so
Mr.
sure.
Why?
Vincent's coming back soon.
Yeah, I told him to meet me here.
We'll let it wait until you are all here. Until then, WIPO stands up. Take a look at this. And on his desk, you see a map of Elbrin. Whether you want to open that up in roll 20 or look at it on stream, which might be harder, is up to you.
I can open it on roll 20.
Let me know when you have it open.
Okay. It's a map of Elbrin.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And he takes sort of like a pointer, like one you would see direct a chalkboard with, and points at the Sea of Scales.
Yeah.
This is where our team went looking. Long ago, mind you. Nigh 200, no, 300 years now since I have gone in this excursion. There was a great wall of fog, a storm immeasurable in might. The waves, like none I'd ever seen before or after. Our ship, like mincemeat, chewed by the waters. In the maw of a great shark, it felt. And when I awoke, I found myself on the coast of Atwanesh. So, if this place that could possibly be ever meet is behind those waves, that wall of fog, take to the sea. And I believe, be it the sundered or the scales, you may find an opportunity.
Thank you, Waipo.
And he nods as the doors open. You see your friends walk in. You all see Waipo and Ersid and Uwasa looking over a map and a sickly Lyra being tended to by Spike, who is back in his hood, his hair no longer up and ready for battle. And again, you notice the candles instead of the effervescent arcane lights that Waipo's office is known for.
Walk up to Lyra. Give her a hug. How are you doing?
Lyra just kind of ends up in this little group hug, and she kind of pushes you guys away. Stop. It's too much. She smiles. Oh, well. I told Acid the same thing. And now that you are all here, maybe we can talk about the details of what that means. Spike, if you would. She is forever changed. And she kind of shakes her head under her breath. No mincing words.
So you're one of her minions now? Not a very delicate way of putting it, but...
No,
Are you a vampire?
maybe. Spike answers to both questions. Whatever was happening inside that barrier, it was incomplete. Lyra now exists in a place between life and undeath. And Lyra sort of wipes her brow. Bright lights aren't exactly my favorite thing anymore. I think I'll stick to the cover of night to ensure that my skin does not burn and I do not turn to ash. However, we know not if that will be the outcome. I still have all of my faculties about me. They are entirely mine. It's hard for me to remember what happened inside there. The darkness, the pain, like being squeezed, a water skin left to its last drop. But I would not be here, an arcane or scientific miracle, if it weren't for your efforts, so thank you.
I think we're all just happy that you're... okay.
You're alive. You're Mostly alive.
Mostly. And she looks at you, Vincent. So, partner, we must really be partners if you came all this way.
I'm gonna leave you hanging.
So,
What will you do now?
figure out what has happened to me. I do not have the strength to continue this hunt. Not yet, at least. And I fear in this state, I may find myself more vulnerable to any actions that the ManEater may take. What about you all?
Well, we're going to Weisgard. Where will you go? If you want, I can take you. I don't know where you want to go.
I think I'll stay here. The elves would more likely try to understand what is happening to me, where Weisgard may simply try to cure it. And that may end in death.
Yeah, I get the aversion to Weisgard. Seems like a better place.
I just want answers. And if I stay here, I might learn more about the ManEater. Something that might help us get one on over her. If that's even possible.
Has Spike told you about her?
I've asked a few questions while I've been nursed back to health. And it's made me think a lot. Spike is part of Oblivion's March, though it was more of a covert option. He had inklings that she may be involved, as did I. But one thing I know about Oblivion's March is I will not say the ends justify the means. But their ends are the same as mine. And that's a better Elbrin. It makes me wonder what's going on inside her skull. And since I am a woman, I have a feeling that if I ever see her again, I might be able to get some answers before we take her heart.
You might be the only one who can at this point.
She looks at all of you and smiles. No, I doubt that. You, all of you. I know little about this ritual, but I know I was a catalyst. And were it not for me, or my freedom, whatever ManEater was up to would be irreversible. I don't think she has it in her, at least now, to start again with where everything is in the world. It's a dangerous place, even for a vampire.
So what are you saying? You're saying you think she's gonna go into hiding?
I know little about Oblivion's March, but what I do know is they are masterminds. They work in the shadows as well as a plant works in daylight. They know how to stay a step ahead. And if that's what's right for her and her movements, I wouldn't be surprised if she's already started. I've done research on the carnival, I've done research on Big Black, and answers are so hard to find. We know their names because they let us. At least that's how it feels.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. They are so much more difficult than they are our biggest op. They're literally they're our biggest problem. They're slippery. We can never manage to catch them unless they want us to. We chased the carnival around in circles until we asked them. My guess right now, Mabel is probably gone, and she will not let us catch her. When we meet next, it will probably be on her terms, same as every other member of Oblivion's March.
But what if it's not? What if Lyra, you go undercover as one of the vampires now that you're halfway there, and you keep tabs on her, and then Mabel doesn't slip away?
Who's to stop Mabel from just completing the ritual?
She already did. The one. The main one.
I am not so sure, and Waipo kind of speaks up. She carries a relic of Moletushu in her hands. Her goal was to corrupt it. And once a piece of magic is, has become vulnerable, has had its guard penetrated, something that strong makes amends. She'd have to do more research and find another way. Unfortunately, we have lost a symbol of our kingdom. But I believe it will be long before she finds another way to imbue it with such power. She's in no position, or I believe, to go on another killing spree. The world is much too on edge. What men find themselves walking the streets at night, comfortably, knowing that war is at their doorstep? Fools, I am sure, and of them there are many. But unfortunately, Mei Long, I do not think, is one of them.
Her goal, if it is the same as Big Black's, is to tear everything down and rebuild it. There's no way that she wants Arid to gain so much traction. That's stepping on her turf. If everything is hers to control, then they're a thorn in her side too. This affects her as much as us.
Yeah, and then when we do the heavy lifting to get rid of Erid, we've cleared the way for her to go about doing her evil deeds.
Well, then we will be much stronger and free to track her down.
Yeah, sure.
Or we could go there now and she's just not there. I mean, if she's really as smart as we assume her to be.
And Lyra kind of perks up. Were you all coming to meet her?
We did.
And how was that established?
We walked in. Spike led us.
But how did you know she was here?
She let us know. She said to come meet her.
So what if we asked her to meet us?
I don't think it takes a particularly bright person to determine what I would try and do if she faced me again.
No, but we'd have
But
to.
maybe she's not really worried about that.
We'd have to convince her that she's safe. I don't know how long or how we can pull something like this off, but we'd have to beat her at her own game.
I offered her a drink and she accepted. But I think she might have some scrap of overconfidence or honor or something like that that we could exploit. So yeah, if we set up a meeting, then we can set the terms. We can set our own trap. I think that's a good plan.
It would take her agreeing, first and foremost, whether there's a time or a place, whatever she wants, is what we'll have to do. But if we can get her outside of the monastery, I feel she would be much less powerful. But she has a legion of sleuths, sneaks, assassins. She will be prepared. So we have to be just as prepared.
The best investigator in Weisgard. You're even better than me. So if anyone can do it, you can do it.
Then my gut is telling me we don't talk to her first. We have to talk to someone who still has a heart.
Like tragedy.
Lyra winks. Someone whose heart has been recently broken and now has no chance of being mended back together.
I was trying to build a bridge there the last time we spoke. Hopefully that's enough, shaky as it may be. She may listen.
Whether she listens or whether we can convince her, I think is more important.
The only way I know how to contact her is through Big Black.
Vincent, roll history for me, please.
Kane had the cell phone, and when he died, it
9.
died.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
Something's gnawing at you. You feel like you might be able to think of a way to communicate, but it's on the tip of your tongue.
Great. Give me the stun condition again. That was better than that.
I'm sorry. You have something.
Oh! I know what it is.
I mean, Now you know. I mean, it's a hint for the whole
Oh,
party.
okay. Your cranes, Vincent. Your paper cranes. Write a note on it and throw it, and it will go to whoever you send it out to.
Is that? I don't remember that being a thing. What are these paper cranes that I have?
There was much speculation about them being a way to send a message, but you had no one to send a message to.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, so we need to talk to a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Kane's
Kane's-
ex-girlfriend.
that? Yeah.
The fake Lyra that let you know that the real Lyra was being stolen.
Yeah. We have to set up some type of meeting with her. So, I guess we just write a letter that says, Kane is dead and we need to talk. I don't know what else would be. If we say something important happened and we need to talk, she might not take it seriously.
Tell her Kane is dead.
I think that's, yeah. Good plan.
And where do we meet her?
Where did we last see her?
Well, we last saw her.
Pikey Wanua.
You all, including you, Vincent, Pikey Wanua was the last place you saw her.
We're running out of, like, safe places to go.
You got more. Molly Tushu seems kind of safe.
'Cause-
Viceguard's back on the map. Tomamori's there.
Wherever she's...
Tomamori.
Yeah, wherever she's closest to, because I don't think that she can't teleport, and we can't necessarily teleport directly to them. So, wherever she's closest to would be the meeting. But I know that Rosa can
mean-
send, so she could get the letter, send to us, and then we could make the meeting spot.
Yeah, why don't we give her some options of places? And these are options that we can teleport to. We can say Tomamori, we can say Molitushu, we can say Weisgard. We could say the Black Metal Barrel. We can teleport inside the Black Metal Barrel if that's where she wants to go.
Yeah.
All good options. I say we send the letter. If they respond, we can plan a location then.
Letter to tragedy. I don't know. I did a while back. I sent to Senkali about speaking to the speaker.
And what did he say?
He said he would let him know and get in touch with me.
Go ahead and roll a percentile die.
So I thought we're cool now, aren't we? Where is? No. Oh, that's not the right one. God damn it. Can't find a D10. Here we go. 45.
Okay.
All right.
Can we recap? Okay, Tragedy is Kane's ex.
Yes.
She was a fake Lyra.
Yeah.
What,
Yes.
what do you
So
mean by that?
she works.
So in the prompt I gave you for this round, I mentioned that you were working with Lyra and Pikey Wanua, where she revealed herself to not be Lyra, and that the
Right.
real Lyra had been taken.
Okay, so she voluntarily revealed that to me.
Yes.
Because
Is
Tragedy
she-
works for Oblivion's March.
And then, so what do we need her for right now?
Lyra
Yeah, we just figured it
thinks
out.
if we can get essentially someone to possibly betray the absent, it would most likely be Tragedy, since
She's
the
already
absent
part of
killed Kane.
Oblivion's March.
Yeah.
Okay.
we have to kind of convince her, kind of she has to do it herself, but it's like, oh, you killed the love of my life, most likely. I am willing to betray her and like get you guys an in so that you can kill her in a situation that benefits us better than just her being prepared with a million guys to kill us, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Burning daylight. Should we go?
To Ice Guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Before we leave, I'm gonna ask Wipo again. I marked that spot on my map, but
Both spots?
huh?
Both spots?
Both spots, but oh yeah, I guess you mean where he washed ashore?
Yeah. He said
Yeah.
he said it's either the Sundered or the Scales.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, the Sundered Seas and the Sea of Scales?
Yes, he thinks there's something at either one of those.
Oh, okay. So, but which one did which one did he go to? He said he went to something.
He went to the Sea of Scales and washed up out of the Sundered Seas onto Atwanesh, which is a
Okay.
bajillion years away.
Yeah, it's really far to wash up.
From the Sea of Scales, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask him, does he have any, like, documentation or notes or, you know, diaries or journals from compatriots of his that were on this journey?
He has his own writings of what happened after, and he did his best to connect them to his memory of what happened before and any notes and preparations he did before the excursion. But anything that was done on the excursion itself is lost.
Okay. So, before the excursion, meaning
Like
I
any
could
prep work.
Yeah, prep work. Yeah, like so finding a crew and a ship, or knowing at least where to go to find that, or maybe some, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he'd be able to tell you like who left, when he left, and maybe some history on Evermeet, like just some basic like mythos and things like that.
Yeah. And like which port they sailed out of?
The Moyani coast, most likely. I don't know why they wouldn't sail anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay. And when was the last time that when did he personally go on this trip?
About 300 years ago.
Okay. And what is the most recent trip he has heard of someone going?
He feels like someone tried many years ago. He thinks it was one of the progenitors of the Iltar kingdom. Not Iltar's father, not his father's father, but probably his father's father's father, roughly 100 years ago.
His great grandpa.
His great
Great-great-grandpa. Okay, it's good to know. Okay, well, I know we're kind of having this conversation out of character, like an aside, but I thank him for the information.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You opened out of character, and it just kind of seemed easier that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he nods and, gives you his writings, which I will proliferate most likely after this session.
Cool. I guess I'll go up to the gang.
Did you guys send
Going?
the crane already, or are you sending that later?
Why not just send it now?
It'll fly all the way across the country.
It goes.
It goes.
Yeah, Vincent, it's magic.
I'm just a simple dwarf.
It's a tragedy.
What exactly do you
These are
send?
your things.
Well, he found them.
We just found them in the temple.
Oh, we just found. Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that. Yeah. Like literally, actually.
No, you were there for that. It was in the monastery.
In the John Shui monastery in the dungeon. We found these cranes. We folded them up. And I was like, "What do these do?" And then we didn't find out.
You guys were like, maybe it sends a message, and you were like, message, and there was no one to send them to. But upon this, what do you write exactly?
What was so? I'm still trying to understand this. So, why did Tragedy fake being Lyra, and what is my relationship to Tragedy like now?
Tragedy faked being Lyra so she could better investigate, quote unquote, the happenings in Pikey Wanua, because she was on a mission to release a captive of the mines. You were working with her. Things got a little too close, and you and your insightfulness basically was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And
so I knew she was a fake Lyra. That was part of the undercover plan.
You figured out.
Okay.
You didn't know right away, but definitely some things kind of tipped you off to be like, I don't think so.
Okay. Can we trust her?
Can you trust anyone from Oblivion's March?
We can trust her as much as we can trust her, which is...
No, but it's a good plan.
And she and Kane dated. But how did that end?
badly, but they were definitely
Not
still
well.
in love. Like, definitely still in love
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was yeah.
Okay. I think I'm caught up.
Okay.
We're happy to answer any questions. You're getting into some deep shit now.
I think the letter says...
You're graduating to becoming a full-time player. You gotta do some homework.
If there was a textbook, I would read it.
Give you the scoop.
There's a video catalog of everything that happened. But also, to be fair, him and her dating happened before we started. That was like backstory.
But there was a lot of like, maybe they'll get back together. That like went really horrible. Just the worst way it could have went. Anyway, I'll catch you up on the tea later. But
yeah, maybe when we have a long rest and we need to take turns watching.
yeah, we'll catch up on some tea. But the letter should say something like, "Hello, Tragedy. This is Kairos." She knows us. Kane is dead. We really need to talk. We can meet in Tomomori, Molitushu, Weisgard, the Black Metal Barrel, whatever is easiest for you.
Okay.
Are you gonna write that, Vincent?
Yeah. Knowing her, is there anything else we could add that would definitely persuade her to come? Could I make a insight check on what I know of her?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna say at disadvantage because I know you have great insight, but you also don't know a lot.
216.
16. With what you know of her and the way your companions talk about her, it seems like this is the strongest edge. Outside of that, this will be a retroactive insight check, but go ahead and roll me another one to see if you notice something about her while you found out she was fake.
26.
She was cold. You are at least 90% positive she's some form of undead. Would holding that against her be the right idea? You don't know. But letting her know you know some secrets might give you some leg room.
Leverage.
Do we want to
Yeah.
go that route?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're planning to. I mean, we're trying to have some sort of leverage and play into whatever emotions she has left is about as best of a chance as I think that we are gonna have.
Lyra speaks up. Do you want her to eventually see you all as friends or simply acquaintances?
I would like to be her friend, but I can't speak for everyone.
You know, despite some people in this room thinking that I'm full of vengeance, I'm okay with her being friends.
Friend.
Uwasa definitely elbows you in the ribs just a little hard.
I think I elbow him too. I think everybody just elbows him.
You're just getting pinballed between the two shortest people in the group.
Yeah,
Right
kick
in
me
the
while I'm
side.
down. Yeah, do it.
Then Lyra's like, then just tell her Kane is dead. If you try to hold something over her, that's a power play.
She won't take kindly.
Especially after you tell her something that is going to leave her in a rage.
It
You
will
know, I
break.
also
It will
have-
break her heart.
A great empathy for her. I think she's been the victim of a lot of misfortunate events, so I don't hold I don't hold a lot against her, to be fair.
I think if we have an uneasy, threatened relationship with her,
It will
with her
just-
connections, that would backfire.
Yeah, it would,
but
for
if we
sure.
can build a friendship, then she could be a true ally.
Agreed. Send it
So,
off, and then
Let's send it.
send us off.
Okay. And you speak the words tragedy, and the paper folds itself into the shape of a crane and flutters around the room, bumping into windows and books until finally it makes its way down the elevator to be seen again at some point in time.
Let's go to Weisgard. Still have much to do.
So in my long rest, do I gain my max HP again?
Yeah, you guys all had a long rest. So,
Okay.
Oh, good.
oh, that's true. Damn, flex.
That's okay. Some people actually took damage while we were fighting.
Yeah, you get your strength back.
Even if I had,
And your
I still would
max
have stayed
HP.
up.
Sorry, what?
Even if I had, I still would have stayed up.
That's true. What was my strength? Fuck.
It's 14 now, I think.
Pretty sure it was 14. Did you use the override? Because it should, if you get rid of the override, it should take it back to what it was.
Because
it was 10.
And I'm pretty sure I rolled a 4.
Oh, so okay, but when we were in the tomb, it was 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's back to normal.
Okay. Cool.
Shall
yeah,
we?
yeah, I get a +2. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's go. Anywhere specific that we should go in Weisgard?
What do you have?
Yeah, what do you have?
I guess that's true. I think I have like a spoon from that tavern that we were at.
It's from the Giant's Rest. It's not from the palace.
I don't think I have.
We did stay at the palace the last time we were there.
Definitely be marking down where your trinkets go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do that.
I don't know what the dead guy in chat is LOL damning about, but I agree.
It could be anything.
What?
What?
The guy in chat?
Yeah, the dead guy in chat. Riley.
On the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh, Durg Dougler? Is that Riley?
No, he's Suicide Snowboy. You don't know Riley's handle, dude?
Oh,
crazy.
Wait, sorry. I wasn't even looking at that because I'm so no, actually, I'm so used to seeing Suicide Shinoboy. I thought that we were commenting on this new person that I didn't recognize.
Nah.
Riley said, I'm gone for one session and they hate each other already. Just fighting.
Yeah, I don't see that. Oh well, okay. Anyway, that's great. What do you think was gonna happen? This is what happens when people go through really intense grieving periods.
So off to Weisgard.
Anyway, yeah, to the tavern, to Giant's Rest.
Okay, so you go to the Giant's Rest, you clap, you're in there. Homeboy's like, what the fuck? You guys leave, I assume?
Yeah, just head up to the palace. That's where our business is.
Nuri's there, and she raises an eyebrow. Strange, I feel like you all just left.
It feels like that to me, too.
Good news?
Well, yes and no.
She looks and eyes the party. I will let our mother know. Should I alert the rest of the Etir?
I'm not sure that's
Super
really
necessary.
necessary.
Yeah.
Understood. And after some time, she closes the doors on you and returns after you. Follow me. And she looks a little flustered, and she walks you into Mother Seraphine's sanctum, where she stands in front of her throne. And give me just a second. We're not in ManEater.
So you're gonna change the music.
I have to change the music. Much better.
Vincent is not happy to be back in Weisgard.
You're gonna hate the developments.
Yeah, one thing you did notice was an increased amount of scaly kind out about and on the streets.
I think that's a good thing.
But a significant lack of dwarves.
Well, can't win them all.
One or the other. No.
And Mother Seraphine steps down just a couple of steps, still above you all. So, you bring news of Molitushu.
We do. We spoke with Waipo.
And
He is willing to give soldiers to our cause. However, there is an ask.
being
He says in order for his troops to fight at their most optimal, he wants you to, I don't know the word, like abolish the accord of chained wings, allow their fighters to ride on their wyverns.
she turns. It is good. The other Etir aren't here.
That's why I didn't want him there.
Though, this will take counsel. Waipo will have to sit in this very room before we make a decision so brash. that accord has been long standing since the end of the Dark Creek. What'd you do with that sword?
What one?
The sword you got from the temple.
The bone sword? I've got it.
Just hanging out?
I guess it's like on me along with many other weapons.
And I see you bring with you an offensive thing.
She just looks around confused.
That sword is used to slay giants.
I'm sorry, I was not aware.
Roll persuasion.
I really wasn't. I just picked it up.
Sure, that's why you're not rolling deception.
I'll Can I chime in? I'll say something.
It's pretty good, to be fair, but you can.
Okay. I look at her, and like lightning shoots to her eyes. Nerissa's.
Okay.
And I say, my compatriot here truly is ignorant of such things.
Steam
Thought it
rising
might-
off my head.
Thought while investigating a empty tomb, it might provide some benefit in battle. And I know Nerissa to be the type of person to not intentionally offend.
Damn, son, you could have just stopped the ignorant, but all right. Go ahead and take that advantage.
Aren't we all armed too?
I did get 1 point better, so.
It was specifically the sword.
It was the type of sword from.
Yeah, it's like a giant slaying sword. I was allowed
Okay.
to switch my performance to persuasion.
Yeah.
25.
Nice.
Your ignorance holds. So, as long as that is not brandished within the walls of our kingdom, our conversation continues.
I'll just flip the cloak over it.
She
Concealed carry.
Concealed carry giant killing sword.
She turns around and nods. So, they see a threat from Arid as well. What this will birth between our two kingdoms, I know not. Much change has happened here. I may ask that they take in our scaly refugees. For me, that would be enough as I seek some change.
I think during these times, even if you are just to use the enemy of my enemy as my friend, it may be enough.
For now. One of yours is missing.
Lucian?
No.
Well, we didn't come in here before with him.
Didn't you
Why
tell
do
Sallow?
bring-
Yeah. I think we did.
We did?
They know he's alive because he messaged Sallow, or he sent to Sallow, so Sallow knew.
Okay, so we'll see how you play this conversation.
Okay.
I would assume after the fall of Paikiwanua, your friend, who messaged one of ours, would be with you. And
Well,
she
you
looks
got
at,
your wish.
she raises an eyebrow. Wish. Of what?
And I say with tears in my eyes, He died trying to save more lives. And we could not help it.
I see. My condolences for your losses. If it means anything, it is not his death that we wish. It is justice that asks for his execution. But that is all behind us. And you, Vincent, long since I've seen you, my heart goes out for losing your kingdom, your home.
Yeah. I'll find a new one.
Optimistic. That is good.
Uncharacteristically so. That's good.
A soft smile lies on Mother Seraphim's face. Well, I will ask that when we do hold conference with Waipo, that Kairos attends.
You wouldn't miss it.
No, I assure you, you would not if you'd like things to go well. Is this all that you have brought to me today?
I suppose it might be good for you to know, though I do not know what you would do with it, but we made it to the Dion Shui Monastery. It's a real place. And the vampire who lives inside of it is the leader of Oblivion's March. We were unable to kill her.
And this is where it happened.
I see. So, the serpents of the shadows strike once again. They have taken many a great warrior, many a great cleric, a mage here or there, and yours. Unfortunately, there's not much more I can offer in that besides my condolences.
Not unless you have revivification offhand. Do you?
You would ask us to revive Cain.
Look, I'm just speaking from the heart. Yeah. To help me out. It's worth an ask.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage.
Yeah. 18!
Though my heart is stirred, that magic belongs only to Mother Arthea. It is she who decides who can escape the grasp of death, and not many receive said blessing. The most I can do for you is pray. If an answer returns in earnest, we may speak again.
Honestly, that's more than generous. I appreciate it.
Yuri, have Tangaroa sent to Waipo. Have him here by the end of next ride. If he is not, there will be no option to dissolve the Accord of Chained Wings. And we fight this war on our own.
Oh, the music cue. Okay.
And Yuri bows and takes her leave.
I think we're all just like pretty tapped out from the emotions.
Yeah, I
I'll kind of square up my shoulders and Air said, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. That much is true. I'm still trying to work through a lot of things that I'm thinking and feeling, and it's going to take time to understand what I really want to say.
It's been a rough couple of days. You're still my sister.
And she'll
I'm sure we'll
hold
we'll
out her
chat
arms
about
like,
that.
hug.
I go in for a hug.
Alright. Give him a hug. Do you want the hug too, Vincent?
But as we what do you call end the hug?
Mm-hmm.
Release.
I say there's a lot that I'd like to say. Perhaps at another time. But your family. So don't worry. Don't worry about that.
She'll kind of side hug Vincent and then
I just put a
seems-
hand on his shoulder.
He seems lost. He's like looking around at all this old Weisgard architecture again.
there's
Very
really not much I want to
out
do
of
at this
place now.
point. You know, just I haven't slept at all, so I might go take a nap.
And as you leave, Sallow is standing behind the doors to the throne room. And he sort of like shifts and like cleans himself up a little bit. You catch him at the end of it as I didn't really want to step in on your conversation, and he kind of stops as he looks at you and just brings you into a really big hug.
She instantly, all of that cold, like hard, holding herself, sobs.
And he looks over at you two, Ersid and Vincent. Mates, if I could take this one, I hope that wouldn't be an offense to you both. Excuse me, the three of you. Sorry, also, you're kind of short back there.
No, we'll see you at the Giant's Rest.
Indeed. And Silo takes you back to his room, which is just covered in like moss and plants. It's very earthy, very airy, open window. As he lays you on his bed, he sits next to you, kind of plays with your hair. I take it words won't really help here.
It just sucks.
My men have died before. Probably doesn't help to tell you that it doesn't get easier But I hope it helps that you're with someone who understands.
I've watched people die all my life. It's just when it's someone like this, it's so different. I never cared about anybody so much before.
You wound me.
Oh,
But this
well,
is not the time for me to be vain. He was like a brother to you.
yes. And I couldn't even do anything. It wasn't even a fair fight. She got in my head, and then when he died, the only thing I thought was that it was a good thing that she did it and not me.
It's hard for me not to fall back on how I was raised. That type of magic is absurd. And you being a victim of it hurts me all the more. I tell you, my rage burns, and I'm trying to not bring my religion into this. But what I can tell you is it's my dream to never see a world like that, where others are controlled and swayed against their will, all by the utterance of a word. No one deserves such.
Worst feeling in the world.
Indeed. I offer you my hand in battle. If you see this fiend again, bring me to them. You know I can hold my own.
She'll take his hand and kiss it.
He smiles and kisses yours.
Just as long as you don't die on me too.
Yeah, I swear to Mother Althea, to Rook, and to you, my love.
She just kisses him.
And mid-embrace, you hear a voice. So, I am told you'd like to speak.
Right now?
You may find me again at the moor. Be there in 2 days.
Or B square. At the more. This is the speaker?
Yes.
2 days. Speaker. I just reply in my head. Got it. I will be there.
And while this is all going on, what are Airson and Wassa and Vincent up to at the Giants' Rest? There's a couple of bards playing. It's a little lively. You actually see some lizard folk and Dragonborn in the bars, and they kind of have their own clique set up. You can see the division in the audience. However, the tension is not heavy, as everyone drinks and enjoys their time with their friends.
I just walk in and I just go straight to the guy and I say, we're gonna need a couple of rooms.
You've been here enough. 1 gold. Should be. Drinks
Sorry.
on the house.
1 gold, drinks on the house.
And I kind of still looking down. It's very kind. And I put a coin on the table and I go up to the bar and I ask for a bottle of vodka. And I just go straight to my room.
Vincent's like,
And Wassa kind of looks at you, Vincent. He's in one of his moods. Can't blame him.
Quickly, before you want to have more dialogue with you guys, I wanted to say, so I'm going to go to my room and I put my shit down and I like throw the book on the desk. Like as I'm taking things off, I throw the book on the desk and I look at it. And I'm reminded of Kane. And then I lay on my bed and I pour myself a glass of straight vodka and I sip on it as I read the book for the rest of the day.
Damn. What happened to your what is it? Your you said no
Don't
drinking.
drink till it's over.
This is a different kind of drink. This is not a celebratory.
he's not pouring one out.
Okay,
he's
he's-
drowning his sorrows.
This isn't sobriety.
No, I didn't want to make it sound. Yeah, I could see how that. No, that wasn't my intention. It's
No,
not
that's okay.
sobriety, it's- Yeah.
And you drown your sorrows away in straight vodka. Disgusting.
Gross.
Sad, even,
Yeah.
one might say.
I didn't even pick a liquor with a taste.
Wouldn't have made a difference. My tongue can't feel anything anyway. It's
Oh,
so
jeez.
dead.
You hear Kane just chastising you in your mind. You have a laugh.
Come on, mate. I know you got better taste than that.
You have a cry.
Yeah.
And back to the bottom of the bar. Was there anything Vincent wanted to do?
Vincent is awkwardly avoiding eye contact with the bartender and just says, "Water, please." And then he gets a water and he walks outside of the bar to the out front of it. Does Wassa come with?
Yeah, she follows you. A water in hand.
I feel like we've never really talked to Wassa.
It's because the last time you were with us, I couldn't.
What happened with that?
Oh, you know, they hop and skip and jump through the Feywild. A fight with some archfey, the releasing of a goblin god, and I am back to normal.
Just a few minor things.
It's good to hear your voice, yeah.
It is good to hear
What do
it
you
again,
think?
true. Say that one more
I
time.
feel like. What do you think? I feel like this little family's falling apart.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, that may not be the worst thing. Where I am from, there is a practice where broken mugs, plates, whatever you may find, is put back together and sealed with gold, stronger and the more beautiful after the break. I think this is just the process of our family growing stronger, not weaker.
Yeah. I'm really glad you can talk again.
That was deep.
That touched me, bro.
And as you look off into the crowds, you see humans, you see elves, you see half-orcs, you see dragonborn, all with their tails cut off, but their hands and their legs unchained. You see lizard folk maybe scampering throughout the halls, but you hear laughter, and those who are not pained by the loss of a friend, who are thankfully unawares of impending conquest, You see a life full of optimism, hope. And that's where we're going to call our session today, guys. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.